In this grade 11 business studies video, we are looking at the 2025 October-November final examinations, and we are looking at the exam scope for both your paper 1 and your paper 2. We are first going to look at the main topics that you can expect in each paper, and then we are also going to look at what are the topics that you need to study under those main topics for you to be fully prepared for your upcoming examination. So this is the video to help you prepare for your finals. Starting with paper 1, your business studies question papers are divided into 4 main topics. 2 of those main topics are for your paper 1 and 2 of them are for your paper 2. So for paper 1, the first main topic is the topic that we call business environments. And under this topic, what you need to make sure you cover is the influence of the business environments. So you have to know the 3 business environments, and you have to know what are their influences on the businesses. You have to know the challenges of each business environment. By the way, I'm taking it for granted that you already know which are our 3 business environments. It's the micro, the market, as well as the macro environment. So you need to know their challenges and how businesses can adapt to those challenges. And then you also have to look at the impact and the challenges of the contemporary socio-economic issues. By impact, we mean both the advantages as well as the disadvantages and the challenges that will fall for contemporary socio-economic issues. And then lastly, you're going to look at the business sectors. Once again, with the business sectors, we have 3 of them. We have the primary sector, the secondary sector, as well as the tertiary sector. You need to know how to describe them. You need to know to be able to give at least an example, one example of the type of business that falls under each of these business sectors. And then you also have to know how a business can operate within those business environments. I mean business sectors. So also, as you're studying, make sure that you are not making that confusion. We have business environments, that is the micro environment, which is the one that is within the business. We have the market environment, which is the one that a business has an influence out, it's right outside the business. And then we have the macro environment, which businesses does not have an influence over. Then we have the 3 business sectors, again the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary sector. So make sure you differentiate between those. The second main topic that makes up our paper 1 is the topic of business operations. This is the main topic. It's called business operations. Within business operations, we are looking at only 3 topics. Now this is not to make you feel too relaxed, because within this subtopics that you're looking at, there are quite a number of things that fall within them. So when you go study the marketing function, for example, you will see that there are a lot of things that have to be considered when we are talking about the marketing function. We are talking about things like the marketing mix. So you have to know what is the marketing mix. You have to be able to apply the piece in the marketing mix. We're talking about price, product, place, and promotion. From there, you're also going to dissect the production function and look into everything that goes into the production function. And then you will end with the introduction to human resources. Once again, we are dissecting it, but this is an intro of what is involved within human resource function. The first main topic when we get into our paper 2 is going to be business ventures. For you to be fully prepared for this topic, you need to cover the following. First, the forms of ownership. So with the forms of ownership, we know we're talking about things like the sole trader, that is the sole proprietor, the partnership, the companies, and then you're also going to look at what are the benefits of owning a company. And then the second thing you have to cover is avenues of acquiring a business. Acquiring a business is purchasing a business. So how can we go about purchasing a business or getting a business in any other form? Then we get into presentation of business information. This is where we look at things such as multimedia presentations. We look at creating PowerPoints. We look at into creating flyers for the business, anything that can help us get the business information out. Then we're going to also cover entrepreneurial qualities as well as the success factors. So you need to look at when we say that somebody has entrepreneurial qualities, what are the qualities we are talking about, and what are the factors that contribute to the success of an entrepreneur. And then we are also going to cover the transforming of a business plan into an action plan. So just before in paper 1, you would have covered those functions that fall in the business plan. So in paper 2, we are now looking into how do we take a business plan and turn it into an action plan, meaning that we are putting some action into it and trying to make it come to life. And then the last topic that we cover under business ventures is starting a business venture on an action plan. So the action plan that we were just talking about, how do we go about turning it into a real business, and how do you go about starting that business? So this is everything that falls under business ventures. You were seeing that with both question papers, the first main topic tends to be the bigger topic, which has a lot of things that fall under it, and then the second one is kind of lighter, as you're seeing with the business roles, which is the second main topic for your paper 2. It carries only 4 topics. You saw that the second topic in paper 1 only carried 3 topics. In paper 2, the business rules carries only 4 topics. Those 4 topics that you need to cover is creative thinking and problem solving. With problem solving, you know that we have the problem solving steps, so you need to have to be comfortable with coming up with them and creative thinking process. And then you need to get to stress, crisis and change management, and then you have to also cover team dynamic and conflict management, not to be confused with the problem solving. A lot of students, when they have studied creative thinking and problem solving, they think that that is the same thing with conflict management, because conflict management also has a process that it follows. So this may sound similar, especially even with the stress crisis. As you're looking at it, they may sound similar, but they're 3 different topics, so make sure that you differentiate between them. And then the last topic that we cover under business roles is the professionalism and ethics. First, you have to be able to distinguish, meaning differentiate between what is professionalism and how does it differ from ethics. What are professional behaviors and what are ethical behaviors? There are some professional behaviors that are not ethical, just as there are ethical behaviors that may not be professional. So as you're studying, make sure that you are paying attention to the examples that are given of scenarios where they show you professional behavior that is unethical or ethical behavior that is unprofessional, because it will be helpful in the examination. YouTube recommend you more of my videos, be sure to click the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below.